Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. This is Katie O'Neill and I am signing in from sunny Frederick, Colorado. Welcome to Transwest. Welcome to our live Facebook presentation. Happy Monday. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm at 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. And man, I am so excited. I've got to show you the best RV. This is the 2022 Newmar Dutch Star. This is a 4369 floor plan. It's special ordered and it is spectacular. So as you can tell, this is a live stream video. There'll be some bloopers, there'll be some bleeps, there'll be some things that go on throughout the video. But if you like us, please like or subscribe to our channel. And note that we are at TTTRV on YouTube, and we're also on Facebook every day of the week, 3 times a day. We do a truck video, we do a trailer video, and we do an RV video 5 days a week. So please tune in, and if you've got questions during this segment, go ahead, ask us away, and I'll be able to answer them live during the presentation. As usual, we'll go ahead and start from the inside out. Jody, take her on back. So today's video is really exciting. This is the 4369. It's a bath and a half floor plan on Newmar's most popular selling segment, the 43-foot Dutch Star. This is by far our most popular RV lineup. We do a ton of the 4369. It's our #1 selling floor plan, and there are so many reasons why. So one of the things I'd like to mention to you is that this is the Wiley interior with the Bermuda glazed maple high gloss finish. All of these things are optional. This is a completely custom coach. So my clients came in a while back and we went through and kind of picked out what we would want on this RV. And I can't even tell you how excited I am. They're going to come in today and see it at about 1 o'clock. So this is kind of a sneak peek for them if they're watching. If they are, hey, see you guys soon. But no, really exciting for us because this is a great floor plan, and it's just fun to watch these things execute. And please understand, you can do this yourself. This is something that we do all the time, even down to the exterior color. So first and foremost, look at the size of this shower. Now you'll see it's got a rainfall shower head, and then below that you'll see where it says Aqua View. What that means is I take this little dial here, and I switch it over, and it will recirculate the water. And this is because you have 105 gallons of fresh water on this RV. But your gray water tank will fill up if you don't, if you just, pump the hot water into it pretty quick. You have a 75-gallon gray water tank. So this recycles that hot water, and then when you come into the shower, you actually turn it this way, and then it will start filling your gray water tank. So you'll keep that fresh water on board if you're boondocking, and you'll also keep that gray water tank fairly empty. Now, of course, we also have a wand. I wanted to point that out for you here. And then this little blue light you can turn on and off. This does not turn the system on and off, but it will turn red when the water's hot. Also, I like that there's a little bar here to keep your shampoo and conditioner in, and then there's nice drain holes here for your soap as well. So also on the bottom. And then of course we have our standard teak bench, and this is a huge, huge shower. And you'll note that this is tons of room to shave my legs, wash my feet. And then the cathedral ceiling, which is the first of the lineup in Newmar to have the elevated ceiling. So this cathedral ceiling is something that differentiates the Dutch Star from the Ventana, but that's what gives me this great amount of headspace above us. So for tall people, that can be a really big difference maker. Getting into the Dutch Star might give you that extra headroom that you need when you're in the shower. Another nice feature that you'll see that starts to go into these higher line Dutch Stars or higher line Newmars is the towel rack on the outside of the door. And then of course we have our robe hook right here next to the shower as well. Now, one of the features that we added to this RV that's a little bit unique, so this is the egress door. We'll talk about that in a second, but these blinds are power. So this is an optional feature in this model. Really, really nice to have, oops, I'm going to show you the day shade. Really nice to have the ability to have power shades in this coach. And then as mentioned earlier, this is an egress door. So I can unlock here, pull this, and then I can open this. And then this little magnetic tab pops out, and there's actually a stair underneath here. And you can deploy that so you could get out in an emergency situation, or you could just simply use that to load and unload any of your linens and supplies for your camping trip. Another nice thing here, porcelain potty, plenty of room, and then look at all of this space. So back here you'll see we have opted for the optional safe. And then another question I got to ask them was, well, do you want to have a place to put your shoes? And so we opted for the optional shoe closet. So you'll see that behind your hanging space in here, you also have a shoe closet. There's a ton of shelving up above here, and then a ton of shelving below on either side, and then shelves all the way up and down on the left and the right. So this is a really, really popular model for Newmar because of all of the great space that you have in this RV. It's really, really nice. And of course we have dual sinks. Of course they're undermount with your high polished porcelain countertops, or I'm sorry, solid surface countertops. And then a ton of space down below as well. I love the dark finish on all of your faucets. And then all of our medicine cabinets are carpet lined. And what's so nice about this is I have 110 outlets both above the or below the vanity, and then also in the cabinet itself. So if I wanted to keep my hairdryer or my flat iron plugged in, I could do that very comfortably in this coach. Another thing that we want to talk about when we talk about Newmar is craftsmanship and quality. So all of these full extension soft close drawers are made in Napanee for us, and they're just so functional. You know, if you have the propensity to want to go out on a longer road trip, maybe you want to stay out for a few months, this is actually a motor home. It's not, you know, just a weekend getaway. This is somewhere where you could very comfortably live. And one of the things I should mention is these floors that I'm standing on are heated. So we've got 3 zones of heat in this RV. The bathroom is heated, and even the step cover that I'm standing on is heated. And of course that would be important at night. And then over here we'll take a look at just another huge medicine cabinet. So lots and lots of room. And of course all of these are going to have the fantastic fans with rain sensors. And then here in this model, one of the things I really like about this, so I don't know if you follow some of my Facebook or YouTube videos, you'll know that I just got a Superstar, which is very much like a Ventana. One thing that is not great for me is that when it's closed up, I can't access my washer and dryer. So I love that you can have access to your washer and dryer while you're in motion, because you don't have to stop and open a slide to be able to pull out your laundry and switch loads. Now, Jody, you can't see this. Well, here, why don't we just trade places? You come in here. I want to show this door. One of the things I really, really like about this is, you know, all of us ladies, when we're getting ready in the morning, like to be able to come out and know that we look great. So check that out. Full length mirror in your door. So lots of privacy. You can make sure you're looking your best when you come out. Now, this smoked mirror with the chair rail finish is also really beautiful, and it gives you a great ability to see yourself in the morning. But it's just nice to have that full-length mirror in there so you can make sure your outfit's on point. Of course, all of these have LED lights inside of them. So another wardrobe here. So lots and lots of hanging space, lots of drawer space. You'll notice that these full extension drawers come all the way out past the wardrobe, so you have full access to the back of the drawer. And 2 really large drawers here, 2 more here, and then again another 2 here. Oh, sorry, another 1 here. So here I didn't think that this was going to be here, but I guess we are still putting this here. So this shelf unit is going to be a place where you would put your Blu-ray player. We do have the Dish Network dome satellite on this unit. You'll notice that there's no Blu-ray player here, but you have all of your access cables here. We stopped putting Blu-ray players in these coaches because honestly, this is a 4K smart television and it's just unnecessary at this point. I think I would have prepared an extra drawer, but hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with a few shelves, so you can keep all of your books and maybe some of your other camping supplies in there as well. So lots and lots of hanging space here. Now you'll notice here we have these really nice little touch panels. So the silver leaf system here is kind of cool. As you'll see, we have accent lights, courtesy lights, and then you can change your backlighting so that these don't have to glow at night. And then you have your in-floor heating. I have it set to high today. It's been pretty cold here recently. And then I also have the accent lights turned on. So this accent light is just absolutely really, really beautiful. Gives you a nice glow throughout your bedroom. You'll see you've got both windows open on either side of your headboard. And then up here, we have two 110 outlets. And then right here, there's a little grommet that goes through, so you could run some cords down here. You also have reading lights. And in 2022, they gave us a new feature, which is just really spectacular. Right here, you can actually turn all of your lights off in the coach all at once. So you've got your reading lights here, which is nice. You also have your nightstands here with, this is, the King Air was the first unit that did this. So we have our 110 outlets underneath here, and you can run those through and then up to your nightstand. So you actually can run not just a, you can run a cord. So if you have like your iPad or your computer, you can run it from here or from above your headboard, which is great. Now I wanted to show you under the bed. Now I forget this a lot, so wanted to make sure I caught it today. So both of our chairs here are for our extendable dinette, but take a look on either side of this. So some people have mentioned to me, mention a CPAP machine, how you can run a CPAP machine from above the headboard. Well, there's a lot of space on either side of the bed on the left and the right, and there's also those outlets that you have access to. The reason I mention this is I had a cardiologist that told me that you should run a CPAP machine from below your heart level, so not above your head. So I don't know if that's true or not. I don't use a CPAP machine, but if it is the case, I wanted to make sure I told the general population out there that you absolutely have the availability of doing that. Another thing I wanted to mention is not only do you have the cross ventilation on either side of the bed, but you've got another window right here. And then of course also we have our day and night shades once again. So we have really, really nice shades, and then you can see outside I have the Carefree awning package deployed as well. So that's going to give us some great protection against the sun, even if we are, boondocking, for instance. Now, here in the middle, one of my favorite features of the Dutch Star is this beautiful frosted ribbed glass. Really, really first class. So I love the way that looks. Like I said, this is a fantastic offering by Newmar. Really, really second to none in terms of its overall level of equipment. And I want to kind of talk about this galley area. So before we get into the mid-bath, one of the things that's so nice about this galley is look at all of this counter space that I have. And that's because I have my extendable island here, which comes all the way out. And I have all of this extra drawer space in here. So it's really nice because as I'm going through this coach, I can actually go from room to room and feel like I'm in a completely different section of the RV. Now, all of the cabinet space in here is so well used. Like, what a great place for your spices. Such a nice amount of deep storage here. If you wanted to keep some of your plates and bowls, some of the things that you use less frequently, you can put in the back. And then, of course, you could have all of your dishes stacked right there. This Whirlpool microwave and convection oven is huge. So I was just doing some research online to find microwave and convection ovens. This is such a big microwave and convection oven. Really, really luxurious. The 30-inch is definitely the way to go. And then here you'll see that just to give us a little extra access, they've got these nice built-ins here. And then a great place to keep like olive oil. Now, one of the features that we did opt for was the additional vegetable sink. So you've got this little undermount sink for prep. And then a full-size deep basin sink as well. And on the 4369, one of the really nice features is that you have a great place to keep your coffee maker. And this closes, so you can actually keep it in there full time without worrying about it flying off of the counter. I have actually done that. I don't recommend it. Our Nespresso machine went flying. They do offer replacement parts, so it wasn't the end of the world. But yeah, it's not going to stay there when you hit a corner. So your true induction cooktop is removable. And one of the nice things about that is that your true induction cooktop is fantastic for getting really precise cooking measurements. So you can set it to high, medium, low. You can actually set it by temperature as well. And one of the things I really like about it is it's also very much a safety measure. So you can put a paper towel down here, put a pot of water on an all-clad copper core, is my preference, pan or pot, and boil it, and it won't catch on fire. So for those of you that have been in the RV world for a long time, that's one of the things you just really want to avoid, is having any kind of fire in your RV. Now, of course, the Newmar comes standard with a really nice fire extinguisher, but let's go ahead and not use that. So having something where if you've got grandkids, maybe your children, my daughter with her long hair, making food over an open flame, it definitely would be more dangerous. So this is a great solution, and the fact that you can take it outside allows you to actually take it out to the picnic table, so you can use all of your same kitchen utensils inside and outside of your coach. So for instance, if you wanted to make fish, maybe make some bacon, and you didn't want to do it inside of your RV, you could do it outside on your picnic table and use your same pots and pans, which is nice. Both of these are going to have your cutting board on the back of them. In my RV, I actually take this out and I put down a little, just a cutting board that's just a little bit less thick than this, about the same width. And the reason I do that is so that when I have my phone here, it can actually stop and not go flying off the edge. So just a recommendation, if you haven't thought about doing that, it's probably a good idea. Now, let's get to the pantry. So look at the size of this pantry. Now, one of the things that they changed in 2021, and of course carried over to 2022, is this push release. So up until then, it used to be that you would just pull these out. So you just pull on them. And we had a little silver lock up here. The problem was, when you had somebody who wasn't familiar with it, they might just pull it open and pop the lock. So this is just a great enhancement to this RV. Smart solutions. Newmar's always, open to feedback, asking for critiques. Let us know what we can do to fix things, to make things work better for you. So as you can see, all 6 of these shelves are fully adjustable. They're absolutely huge. They're full extension, and they're fantastic. So really, really love that you have so much room in this pantry. So great manufacturing from Newmar there. Now also, we have a 19.7 cubic foot refrigerator. That is a huge residential size refrigerator. And I just got mine. One of the things I really like, the shelf drops down. You've got your meat drawer down here. All of your storage here is very deep, so you could put, for instance, a gallon of milk would fit in here. Tons and tons of Prosecco on this second shelf. No, just kidding. You should put popsicles in there, right? No, don't put popsicles in the refrigerator. Put them in this freezer. Look at the size of this freezer. So not only do we have a 19.7 gallon or 19.7 cubic foot refrigerator in here, we also have the 3 cubic foot Dominic outside, which can be either a refrigerator or a freezer. So this coach, like I said, is really made for getting out there and getting on the road. Now, when you're on the road and you're traveling long distances, there's a lot of things that can help you be more comfortable. One of them is that the 43-foot Dutch Star is going to come on a tag axle. So it's a passive steer tag axle. So since this is a diesel pusher where the engine is here in the back, that tag axle acts kind of like a cantilever, so if you hit a bump, you won't feel it as much. But not only that, it gives you the ability for having a really, really small turning radius. So engine noise is here in the back. And then I'm running the 10 kilowatt generator right now. So you have a 10 kilowatt generator on anything that's 43 feet or longer in the Dutch Star. We offer 2 in the middle, 40 foot, that are still tag axles with a 8 kilowatt generator. And then we have 3 37-foot models that are not tag axle. But the nice thing is the generator's in the front. So when you're sleeping, if you're running your generator for air conditioning, you're not going to hear it because it's all the way in the front of the coach. And when you're driving your RV down the road, one of those comfort points is the fact that the engine's in the back, so it's going to be nice and quiet. Another thing that's going to be really important is accessibility to your bathroom. So take a look at how beautiful this center bath is. I love the sink. You'll notice down here in the bottom we have our central vac system, so you have both your kick plate and you have your hose attachment plate, the vessel sink there above, the medicine cabinet, again, all power shades, fantastic fan, tons of storage. Now that Jody's kind of given you a pan, of course this is a porcelain potty once again. I do want to show you where we put the brains of the operation. So really nice here if you want to be able to get into your circuit breakers are all right here. 2 GFI grounded, or 4 I should say, 110 outlets, all your fuses really nice, neatly organized. And then of course a ton of space here. So if you're an early riser and you want to get up in the morning, this is a great place to come. My boyfriend's always the one that gets up first. He makes me coffee every day. Hi, honey. He's out on the road in our Superstar right now. I think he's down in Arkansas having a fantastic time. I guess everyone just loves the new RV. But take a look at that. So tons of space here. But this would be a great place. He would love to get up in the morning, get some coffee going, have his own bathroom. And, you know, just it's nice to have separate quarters. And what you can't see is behind this door, there's another huge storage area. Are you going to try it, Jody? You can try it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if we can try. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? So all the way to the top, there's like seriously the whole entire length here is full of shelves. Man, this guy and his gimbal. That's why they pay him the big bucks. Anybody who wants to put, like, you know, shout out or props to Jody, our camera guy, please do, because he is second to none. He makes all of the magic happen for us. So I love the fact that you have this nice pivot door. Now you'll also notice that throughout this coach, this whole entire floor here has this little, you know, taupe line all the way down it. That is because we have a hydraulic lift that allows this coach to have a full tile floor throughout. So this slide, this full wall slide, is actually all one slide, and it actually goes out and then drops down, and then it raises up and comes in, and we will see that in a little bit. I'll show you how that works. But what that's done is it allows us to have a full tile floor. So this is another zone. And one of the nice things is that we mentioned earlier that you could use those extra 2 chairs. So really comfortable dining space. And then this is the buffet setting. So what's nice about this setting here is this is designed so that you could not only use this to eat, you could also put, of course, if you had company, you could have all of your food laid out here, but this is also a desk space. So for those of you that are still working a little bit on the road, this has a grommet here that goes through. You can run your computer from here and then put your monitor up here. Of course, I have another one of our Carefree. What was that? So we have also one of our Carefree awnings out here. And then underneath here, there's even more storage. So if you wanted to keep like a few reams of paper, some office supplies, this is really designed for you to be able to work on the road. And it even has, and I'll show you, this is just from a seating standpoint. If you had a few friends, I don't know if I would put 4 people at this. I might put one of those chairs at the end. Seems like a little bit tight for 4 people, maybe good for 3, but definitely good for 2 people. So super, super comfortable, but there's no extra leaves to store because this just slides right into the wall. And then here you even have a file cabinet. So just great, great storage. And then once again, all of this, these soft close drawers, all of this great manufacturing quality coming out of Napanee really just adds to the prowess of this RV. Now, take a look at your overhead space here. So much extra storage. A great place, if you're asking me, I would probably keep like our mugs, coffee mugs, cups, things like that in these drawers up here, or these cabinets up here. And then in these cabinets here in the front, maybe I would go into games. We do a lot of card games, a lot of Monopoly, chess, checkers while we're on the road. Bounce is our new one. We really like Bounce. I don't know if you've ever played Bounce. That's kind of a fun game for couples, but let's see. Get these all closed up. And so this RV has been equipped with the theater seats. So we have this new option where we have these fantastic theater seats, and you'll notice they're really wide. So if you have a puppy or a pet that you would like to have with you, there's plenty of room for your pooch to sit down and watch television. And look at how flat they go. Hopefully this doesn't knock my mic out. All right, so anyway, so people always say, could you sleep here? I could definitely see someone falling asleep here. I don't know that I would sleep here overnight, but the good news is that we've got this is paired with a trifold sofa opposing these theater seats. So you've got plenty of room here. Now, one of the things I wanted to make sure I showed you is our 50-inch 4K TV Of course, as I mentioned earlier, these are smart TVs, so plenty of viewing power. We will put a dish satellite receiver on here. I'm not a big fan of satellite personally. I don't know. I'm not going to pay to watch television while I'm camping. I do have the Razor antenna on this coach, so if I wanted to watch the news, if there's a fire or something in the area, I think that's kind of important. But right now I'm watching Yellowstone. Have you ever seen Yellowstone? It's really fantastic. Oh, so you know, Andrew always tells me, Katie, you should do these before you do your video. You should always pull these beds out. And I always think I just have it, you know. I've done this so many times, but I should have done it before I started the video. It's okay. Didn't take me that long this time. Look at this though. Super, super comfy. Love this 74-inch trifold. Okay, I brought my measuring tape because it says it's a 74-inch trifold on our order guide. But what does that really mean? Let's take a look. It means it's 74 inches from exterior to exterior. And it means it's actually here. Looks like it's about 61 inches by about 69. So there's your measurement, 61 by 69 for those of you that are interested. But if you want to know whether or not would hold adults, absolutely. Totally comfortable, plenty of room for 2 adults. I don't know, if you're all friendly, it could be 3 adults. You pick. But anyway. Oh, seat belts here in the back. There's 2 seat belts right here, just so you know. So plenty of safety for if you've got your, you know, grandkids with you and you want to have some extra seat belts for the littles. Oops. Oh, here we go. I think I have to do it this way. Shoot.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, thanks, Siri. Yep. Okay, it's funny because one of my clients told me I always break the couches on the videos. I probably do. I probably always break the couches on the videos because they're all different. Okay, so here we go. So one of the things that's really nice about this RV is you have lots of entertainment room. So this is great if you wanted to turn these around. Now you'll notice that this seat here on the left is not as wide as the seat here on the right. As an optional feature for 2022, you can get an extra wide queen seat, and you also have to choose to heat them. Heated seats are not standard for 2022, so that's important to know as well. Another little cabinet right here. Great place to keep, you know, I don't know, bug spray, suntan lotion, any of that stuff. Of course, really nice mat backs as well. And then let's go ahead and bring these slides in. So that we can see how this all works. I didn't do this last time, and I promised that I would do it on my next Superstar video, which was supposed to be today. Don't worry, I've got another Superstar. It got here last week, but the folks that ordered this are going to take delivery of it pretty quick, so I wanted to make sure I had a chance to videotape it so that we could see the 4369 while I had one in inventory. We do have a number of Dutch Stars available coming in. Most of them are already frozen, so in other words, we've already picked out their finishes, but there are a few that you could still modify. So if you wanted to order your own, you could definitely do that. But I do want to show you the walking space. So I'm going to go right past you, Jody, and we'll go ahead and show them how this looks coming in. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but if I didn't, oh, look at that. I'm like, my chair is just teetering on the edge of that guard. That's hilarious. Boy, am I good. Don't leave an extra inch, Katie. So I don't know if I did mention this or not, but these seats do turn around. So you have quite a bit of entertainment space in this. They're really nice recliners. And you have to make sure that you mention that you want them to be heated, because I cannot even imagine how sad I would be if I ordered an RV without heated seats. I know that that sounds froofy, but it's just how I feel. All right, Jody, so here we are. We're going to make you small. You ready? So I really like showing this to people because one of the things that Newmar does with their Star Foundation, Star stands for strong, true, and robust. But one of the things that they do is they create a place where you can have really, really amazing amounts of accoutrement on your slides. So you can have these really nice deep couches, but you still have fantastic walking space. Now, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, don't those chairs fall over? No, Newmar's been doing this long enough. They're weighted. But look at how nice this is. So I can get in here. I can get to my bathroom. I could make you a sandwich. I could access my refrigerator. I could access my pantry. So everything is accessible while you're on the road. And this is a great amount of cooking space. Now, I know you'll ask, can I bake you cookies? Yes. As long as I'm running my generator, I can bake you cookies, or I could microwave you a burrito as well. Now, when you're driving down the road, I would also recommend putting your televator down. And there is an optional TV that you can put at the front of this RV, but we did not opt for that television. So just so you know, that's not here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that televator down. So I do want to make sure that you can see, again, another one of these Carefree awnings. So the 3-window covers for Carefree awnings is super, super nice. I think it looks like my Girard awnings are still out, but in the wind, they have a wind sensor, so they might go up. These are much more durable, so they can stay out and actually give you good sun protection while you're in the desert without having to worry about them auto-retracting. They're definitely a little more durable, where your larger awnings might just come in on their own. So you have a sound bar here. We talked about the televisions. I don't think I showed you all the storage space in here. It's insane how much storage space is in here. I mean, it's like, wow, so much storage space. So we love that. All of these windows open. I do get a lot of questions after my videos saying, can you just show us how the windows open? I love that you can see they open this way, so you can see if it was raining, for instance, you could still have your window open without the water coming into the coach. So there's that. And then I think we're going to move to the front here. So we talked a little bit earlier about some of the benefits of having a Dutch Star. One of them is going to be that you have all tile floors. But I have these sheets available on all of the RVs, and they go through all of the different features. And the higher up you go, the more boxes there are at the top. But one of the benefits of having the Dutch Star is that you have this ZF independent front suspension. This paired with a tag axle gives you the tightest turning radius available in the industry. So for those of you that are concerned about parking and maneuverability, a 43-foot Dutch Star is going to be the easiest to park. Brake Sync is really amazing. Brake Sync actually has an air line that runs through and has a separate chamber that's actually charged at all times. If your air brakes, if there's like a hole or something goes wrong with your brakes, your coach will stop automatically, but the vehicle behind you may not. Brake Sync actually allows that charge to stay in place so that you can also control the vehicle that you're trailering. So this wheel and so this drive tech is going to be talking about your steering column and all of the different like steering wheel controls that you have here. Road Watch, so that's a big difference. So Road Watch is only available Dutch Start up, so that's going to be your mobile eye where you can actually set your cruise control to be following the car in front of you by 3.3 or 3.6 seconds. It's going to give you your lane tracking, so all of those things are a part of Road Watch. Ultra Steer, of course, is going to help you to be able to change or to be able to steer more precisely. This is going to be something that you'll find like even on a Ventana. And then V-Ride is a really interesting thing. So V-Ride, if I can explain it, instead of having the coach centered down towards the center of the coach, what it does is it wishbones out and it puts that stability on the exterior of the coach, keeping you from having so much tipping feeling. So if you want to have a really stable drive, you've got V-Ride. And then the one thing that we don't have on the sheet that's really the most important is going to be our Comfort Drive. So you can always see that on the cover or on the front of all the Newmars. And what Comfort Drive does is Comfort Drive actually keeps your wheels straight. So when you have the coach turned on, let me see if I can do that. Let's go ahead and... Oh, she's going to be so mad at us because I have the jacks down. But that's okay. I wonder if she'll even let me start her, but I think she will. There she goes. Yeah, look at her. Jacks are down. Don't do it. It's okay. She'll just have to get over it. So one of the things that's important to see, and I want to show this to you, if I can get back into this. Oh, I can't do it because I've got my jacks down. Well, maybe I can. Fuel economy. Here we go. Road watch. So here is for the cruise control. This is your road watch is going to be right here. And then tire pressure. So tire pressure monitoring system throughout the entire coach. And you can actually set this so that it's got tire pressure monitors to the rear tow vehicle as well. And then you also have, I can't do it right now, so gauges, let's go to settings. So this is where I'm going to go down and I can actually set my steering effort for comfort steer. So this is a really big deal. So what comfort steer does here is I can set my steering effort to be higher and lower. And I'm sorry, I just had to turn that off, it was so loud. But so you can set that, and what that's doing is if you've got a really bad crosswind, it's really exhausting to have to sit there and fight that wheel. And you'll see that this wheel is actually moved to center. That's because of comfort steer. And what it does is you can set it so it's got very little resistance. So in other words, if the wind is blowing, it'll still push you around. Or you can set it so it's got a higher resistance, and it will actually keep your wheels straight while you're driving. And the amount of driver fatigue that this reduces is incredible. You'll hear it time and time again. People who've had a Newmar in the past will not buy anything except for a Newmar again because of the difference that they get after like an 8-hour drive, feeling so much less fatigue on the road because they're not fighting that wind the entire time. The RV is doing it for them. So that's a really big feature to mention. You saw me kind of messing with these for a little while, and I wanted to show this with jacks up. I usually do jacks down so it's not so noisy, so I apologize. But you know, you got to pick and choose the stuff you're going to show with these things. One thing I did want to show you though that we can show is camera control here. So here I've got camera control where I've got my left when I turn my signal on, my right, and my rear view, but I also have the optional 360 OmniView camera system. So you can see here we have all of our bay doors open. You can actually see those open, and you can actually see the full of the exterior. So if I was parking, I might be able to see a curb or a tree right next to me. I can see that there's a RV parking right there, and that's in my rear view camera. But this is an overhead camera, and this is just priceless. It comes to, like, you know, if you're cutting a corner nice and tight and you want to make sure you're not going to run over something, you can actually see that in this overhead shot, which is really, really awesome. So you'll see I got generators start right here. I just turned my generator off. As I mentioned, in a 40-foot Dutch Star, you're going to have a tag axle, but you'll have an 8 kilowatt generator. This is a 10 kilowatt generator because it's a 43-foot coach. You get these really nice drawers. So keep your wallet and your phone in. You got a his and a hers, so everybody can keep their stuff in there. You've got a nice 9-volt here if you want to be able to plug in your radar detector because you're speeding down the road in your gigantic aerodynamic brick. Don't do that. Oh, I love, okay, so the engine brake has high, medium, and low. This is a big deal. So I've still got my same 6-speed Allison transmission, but I've got a much more advanced stock control, so I can change my driving settings here, and I have 3 settings for my engine brake, which I totally love. Visor control, shade control, all of those things are kind of standard. I'm using my HWH hydraulic jacks today. So HWH is the same system that provides the hydraulics for our full wall slide, as well as for the actual hydraulic system for the coach. And that's why the coach does not want me to have it running right now, because I have the jacks deployed. So it's going to set up a nice alarm. Right above the jacks, you'll see that we have our Dutch Star support team. So this is a really important feature that you'll only get with Newmar. You know, to have an 800 number that goes to an after-hours cell phone where you can actually send an email or call and say, hey, you know, I can't get my slide in, this is happening, I need help with this, or whatever it might be. To have a company that's willing to have FaceTime 24 hours a day with their customers is just unheard of. And that's Newmar. That's really what they do. Now, the only other company I know that does that is actually Transwest. So Transwest actually employs a gentleman by the name of Bill Habercorn. And Bill literally, like, his whole entire job is to answer the phone if you have issues. And he is like a walking RV encyclopedia. I don't even know how he has so much knowledge in his brain. He can answer 99% of your questions, and a lot of times he can get you out of a spot where you don't even need to call anybody else because he can just help you walk through your problems. And he is one of the people that you get access to when you buy your RV from us. We have a standard 3 to 3.5 hour delivery process. We have on-site camping, so after you take delivery of your coach, we ask you to stay, plug in over here. You can see we've got a few RVs here that are probably here for service. 50 amp power is on site. We have a dump station on site. We have water on site. And it's just really a really great experience. So instead of just getting your RV and being sent off into the wilderness or to some nearby campsite, you can stay here, get your food loaded up, get your sheets on. We have washer and dryer in both of our buildings here. We have chassis service here, so we're Freightliner, we're Elite Daimler certified, we're Spartan certified, and then we also have Winnebago, we also have Renegade, we also have Newmar. So we have everything here on site. We don't have to send you somewhere else. And then down the street at what we call Branch 1, which is kind of the big parent station, because Transwest is a huge, huge company. We've got 4 RV companies, but we've got 38 total companies, and a lot of them are semi-truck companies. We have a full semi-truck body shop. So if you buy your RV from us, one of the benefits that you're going to have is not only do you have a place where you can get all your service done, but if you do have an oopsie and you need some help, we are outfitted to be able to help you with that as well. So let's go ahead and go into this overhead compartment here. So as you know, everything here is, the brains of the coach. Of course, we had everything in the mid-bath is going to be, your breaker controls, but your Magnum inverter is upgraded. This is an all-electric coach, so you have a 2800 watt Magnum inverter. Wine guard system here. This is just telling us that we've got 15 stations on our Razor antenna. The Oasis system is 16. The Oasis system is really amazing. So it's been super cold here, and I just wanted to see how it was working because I had Aqua Hot before. I plugged into 50 amp and kept my Oasis set to AC2, so I was just using the electricity. I wasn't using my diesel burner, and so I was using AC heat only, and I was able to keep my coach above freezing really easily with just AC2. It was about 45 degrees in here every morning, even when it was like 8 degrees outside, so I was pretty impressed with that. That's pretty awesome. Of course, the burner system is going to be something that you can use at all temperatures, so if you are going to go camping and you want to find a coach that's more all season, this Oasis system is certainly going to be better for you, but you would be running off of your diesel tanks. On a 43-foot Dutch Star, your fuel tank is 150 gallons. On a 40-foot Dutch Star, your fuel tank is 100. So it's a 150 gallon fuel tank on this coach, which is huge. So you've got a 10 kilowatt generator, 150 gallons of diesel fuel, a dual loop Chinook system for your Oasis system. I mean, this coach is really fantastic. This is a solar prepped vehicle, so I am going to add, for our clients, I'm adding 3 175 watt solar panels. So they'll have 525 watts of solar on this coach as well. So, I mean, they could really pretty much just go anywhere, Baja to Florida to Washington State. This is a really, Canada, it doesn't matter. This is a coach that can get you out there, go to Alaska, wherever you want to go on those big road trips where you're looking to get off the beaten path. This coach is definitely equipped for that. Okay, so these are our slide controls. We already did that. This just locks our entry step. You do have a block heater, of course. We've got security lights throughout the coach. These are where I control all of these different awnings that I have. So this is the Girard awnings, which we have out right now. And then the Carefree awning package is for the most part controlled up here. There is one awning control. I should have showed it to you. It's in the bedroom, but it's too late now, so we're not going to do that. And then this is our power control. So this is just telling us where our power is coming from, like what we're getting our charge from, what we're using, what's turned on, what's turned off. So this is, telling me if I have solar coming in, if I'm plugged in. It's telling me where my draws are, so I can go through this entire power control system. And the central monitoring panel just allows me to see everything for my coach in one place, which is super nice. The tanks here, you can see I've got nothing in my fresh tank. Probably a little bit of I've got nothing in my gray tank, nothing in my black tank. Usually I have a little bit of antifreeze in there when they're winterized like this. And then my HVAC system, I have been running off of the diesel all morning, and just to keep everything kind of warm because it was so cold. But right now it's 71 degrees inside and it's 72 degrees outside. It was like 30 when I got here this morning outside, and I don't know if Chad was just trying to mess with me, but it was like 85 in here. So definitely can keep you nice and warm. This could be a TV. We've decided to have it be storage, so lots of nice storage. There's a lip up here on this, which I really like, so things aren't going to go flying off. And then more storage here. I really, really, really like this screen, so I can either leave this open, or I could have it set so I could pass things through. This guy here has a really cool desk set up. So if I am working and maybe I'm the navigator and I've got my iPad out here, I could have my little soda pop and my iPad all sitting here. I've got my wireless charging dock on both sides. And then I also have this really cool step cover. And that's just so I could be comfortable. So while I'm driving down the road, I don't have to feel like I'm gonna fall through the step. So I have a place I can keep my feet nice and rested. Now we also did opt on this coach to have the chrome power door locks. This also has a remote for your door lock. So you've got a power remote to lock and unlock your coach by a key fob. You also have a number pad on the door with a doorbell, which is huge because you don't have to bring your keys or your key fob with you. And then this is your battery disconnect. And then we mentioned earlier you have your fire extinguisher. It's right there as well. But before you go, Jody, don't go out yet. I want to show everybody. For those of you who have fine furry friends, take a look at how much storage you have in here for dog food or cat food, and then leashes and pet dishes. I love that. And I'm sure you could use it for other stuff too, but I just think that that's so great for people who travel with pets. And of course I did mention that these are the heated seats. Woohoo! So watch out for that step, Jody. Boy, she is off the ground today. So I don't normally do this. I did want to do this today because I think it's super nice to be able to show how our hydraulic leveling jack system works. So I can actually put my fingers here underneath the tires. But so this is so cool. This coach is at a very big, this is a huge incline here. We've got the whole thing leveled for you. One of the nice things about the HWH system is that it actually will dump your rear tag, so you'll see it's much lower in the back than it is here in the front. And that's so that your jacks don't have to work as hard, so they don't have to elevate as much to keep you level. Here is that lighted Newmar keypad, so this is what you can set this code to match whatever it is that you'll remember. You also have your doorbell here. This way you don't have to bring anything with you. And then we have one of our cameras here. That's going to be for when you're turning right. We have one of our fueling stations. I know I mentioned this earlier, but 150 gallons of fuel. Security lights here for the docking side. For 2022, we added a shelf. Why not? Why wouldn't you have a shelf above your Dometic? And then this is that 3 cubic foot Dometic. I'll just show you inside. So one side's a little deeper than the other. And you could put all of your drinks in here and all of your meat in here, or vice versa, however you want to set it up. Popsicles, I think I mentioned earlier. Stuff for your blender. And then, so we did actually opt for all of the slides. So these are so nice, 1,000-pound weighting manual slides. You do get into the power slides when you get up into the London Air and the Essex, and to be honest with you, as nice as it is to have power, I really, really like the fact that these just go in and out so easily and so quickly. You don't have to sit there and hold the button, especially if it's raining. Now, oh, this is locked. That's good though, because this is your exterior TV compartment. It is also an optional feature, and when I open it, I can't reach it. Mine is in a lower bay. We are just using all of that for storage here. I actually prefer it a little bit lower, so I guess you guys are gonna have to get some bar stools. So Sid, I'll expect you to bring bar stools at your delivery next week. All right, look at the size of this thing. Oh, I should have my measuring tape. I think it's 36 inches. It might be 39. It is huge. Look at that. Absolutely huge. Here, I could probably look it up. I know I have it here on the window sticker. What a gigantic slide. 42 by 91. So the first one we saw was 26. This is so over 2 feet. This is 42 inches wide. Oh my gosh, crazy. You saw that there's the water line. We do have the hot water line in the generator. That's just the hose for that. It's a great thing. You could use it to clear off the bugs. We did not opt for, there is another tray optional here. 2 110 outlets. Your central vac system is right here. Super easy. This is where you would clean it out if you wanted to change the bag out. And then down below there you can see all of your attachments, as well as some of your porcelain tile. In case you break a tile on your coach, you've got some backups. This little area here with this nice garage setup is where my television is. So this is great because now you have a place for all of your liquor. You've got top shelf, all your mixers down below, or you can use tire shine. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this. Let's talk about this some more. Passive steer tag axle. What does that mean? It means that there's a pin that releases and allows this to pivot. So that, coupled with your independent front suspension, is what gives the Dutch Star the tightest turning radius available on the open market. So that's this bad boy right here. Again, security light, beautiful 22.5-inch Michelins, of course, 15-gallon DEF tank, dual fill, both sides. And then right here you've got your chassis batteries. And this coach is all electric, so it does have the upgraded inverter and 8 house batteries. So you've got 8 AGM batteries on it. Now, if you want to take a look here, this is, of course, the upgraded awning system, worth every single penny. So this, in addition to the Carefree awning package, is what you're looking at today. I love the way that arm pivots so that you have a little extra sunshade. And then you'll notice here we have access to our engine because our radiator is actually on the driver's side of the coach. So here you can see all of the Freightliner is going to be black, and that big 8.9 liter Cummins engine with 1,250 foot-pounds of torque, 450 horsepower. That is all right there. This is a big Mamba Jamba. As you can see, your fill filter is really easily accessible. Engine oil, very easily accessible. Power steering fluid, very easily accessible. Everything is right here, super simple to access. As you see here, this is that brake sync. So Freightliner actually has your airline is already all set up. All it takes is adaptive cable. And then you've got your 6-pin connector, and you've got your 15,000-pound towing capacity back here. So this is a bad Mamba Jamba. As I mentioned earlier, Wiley interior, but a completely custom exterior. So Sid and Penny, I think your coach turned out so beautiful. I love the color combination that you chose. Great job, really, really lovely. And then, of course, again, we mentioned that egress door, which we showed you earlier. It's right here. Radiator. Second side of your 15-gallon DEF tank. This is a place to put your water hose, or in this case, because they've opted for the additional SantaCon system, this is where you could keep your gloves. You won't need to keep your hose in here. It comes on board. Again, another docking light, which is nice. And you'll see how low this is sitting on this rear wheel versus how high it was on the front wheel when I almost fell out of the RV onto my head. Just a little extra show for Monday, right? All right, so here's your whole house water filter. I really love this water bay. I have so many people talk about what a difference this is in our RV versus others. In 2021, they upgraded the shower system. You've got hot and cold water. You've got really nice paper towel holder as well. Everything is super clearly labeled. You've got a power hose reel in this bay as well. And then this is that SantaCon system, so much smaller hose is necessary when you've got that SantaCon system, and you just don't need to have that gravity hose. So it comes with that. So we do have the optional surge protector here. And then, of course, you've got your 50-foot power cord. And then that just goes down here in this little grommet. Nice LED lighting in these bays. And then this is that power cord button right there. Oasis, so again, this is the dual loop Chinook system. So Oasis is very much a marine grade hydronic system. So people always ask me, so this coach has two things going for it. It has in-floor heating, that's electric, has nothing to do with hydronic fluid. It's not like when you imagine a house with a boiler system with water running under the floor. It's an all electric heated floor. It's got 3 zones. The Chinook system though is not an optional feature. It's going to be standard when you go all electric with either a Ventana, Dutch Star. It's going to be standard, you know, at the London Air, Essex, King Air level. And what it's doing is it's running through this tankless hot water heater, which gives you unlimited hot water. It's running a loop of hydronic fluid, or antifreeze, if you want to know what it's really called. It's just antifreeze. It's running this loop of antifreeze, and it's heating it in the tankless hot water system, and then it's blowing air over that, and that's what it's using to heat the coach. And that's what gives you that quiet, very powerful, deep heat that you can use at very low temperatures. It's definitely, you know, heat pumps work up until about 32 to 38 degrees, and then they actually start blowing cold air into the coach. This hydronic system will keep your coach warm in really, really low temperatures. So that's what this Chinook system is all about. But Newmar is the only RV manufacturer that uses this Oasis system. Almost everybody else uses the AquaHot system. I gotta tell you, this system has been bulletproof for me. I get calls on stuff because RVs that, you know, have problems from time to time, but I rarely get calls or problems with my hydronic system with Oasis. So if that's something that you're wondering about, I think it's absolutely worth the extra spend. And then here again, we talked about this on the other side, but I wanted to show you how far this goes out. So this is a 60-40 split, which means even when this side is completely out, I still have access to my storage underneath. And this is, of course, one of the main reasons that you get into a Newmar is again, this star foundation. So you can see where the chassis rail is actually sitting below the subfloor of this coach. And on the left here, you see this kind of zigzag of tubular steel. That is your star foundation, and that's taking all the weight of those slides and pushing it towards the center of the coach, giving you all that much better handling. And then on top of it, there's a 3-inch subfloor in this RV. And that 3-inch subfloor is what's going to keep the heat out, to keep the cold out, depending on what time of year it is when you're driving down the road, keeps that noise down. So this is going to be one of the reasons that you've got such a quiet driving RV, is that subfloor is so important here on that star foundation. And what's really interesting about that is we actually assemble our subfloor separately from our tile floor. Our tile floor is assembled on a big table, and they do all the mud set, they polish it, they get all the tile set, and then they pick that up and they move it over onto the star foundation. And that's why you don't get tile popping, you don't get cracking, and you get that really nice quiet ride with a Newmar. So really impressive. I know I've already spoken about this, but you've got 8 house batteries here. They are on a tray for easy access, so if you want to dink around with those yourself, you can. They are not lithium ion batteries. They have 800 amp hours. So if you were to be looking at a comparable vehicle, like maybe a Renegade LE that has those 3 gigantic batteries, they cost about $15,000 for that pack for lithium ion batteries, and they get you 760 amp hours of power. This coach has 800 amp hours of power and these 8 AGM batteries for a lot less money and a lot less replacement cost. So that's Newmar's decision. If you would like to have a lithium ion battery clad Newmar, give me a call. I sold 5 King Airs last year. I have not had anything except for rave reviews. You know, you can run your air conditioning, you know, not plugged in. But if you don't need that, if that 10 kilowatt generator, the 525 watts of solar, your 800 amp hours of power is enough, you can save yourself about $1 million. Just get a Dutch Star. All right, so I mentioned earlier we've got a 150-gallon fuel tank. There's your other side, so you should fill this at the same time. They will bleed into each other, but they'll take forever. Once again, you can see how we've got that hydraulic system like bringing the coach up off of the ground here. And I don't know if I can do this or not without it running, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, there we go. So here is my 10 kilowatt generator. So I can start this right here from in front. And then I also have that hot water line right here, right next to those gigantic air horns. And I do have a light here, which is really nice. So I've got engine light compartment right here. But yeah, this is just a magnificent offering by Newmar. I really hope you've enjoyed today's tour. I know we covered a lot. There was a lot to cover. Uh-oh, better adjust that drawer, huh? So I know we covered a lot. There was a lot to cover. All that being said, you know, keep in mind, the RV market is tight right now. There's no question about it, but you can get what you want. This was ordered in August. It's here today. It's not even February yet. It is exactly what Sid and Penny wanted. Has every single option down to the most finite details, you know, with the awning packages, the color combination. I'm so excited about helping anyone that would like to put one of these together for their family, to look at the options. And I can also show you, we have a lot of RVs coming in that are already ordered. So please reach out to me, give me a call. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My number is 303-562-8659. I would be so, you know, just absolutely honored to get you on the road and get you camping in a fantastic Newmar. So please reach out to me and have a great Monday.